saw him kind of wobbling and backing down, and then his airbags exploded, and you heard him hit the water.
A helicopter goes down on the Hudson. Now on News 4 at 5, the crash and the rescue.
This kid many times he was okay or he was injured, Anthony.
Only News 4 speaks to the ferry crew that pulled the pilot out of the water. Thank you for staying with us. I'm David Usher.
And I'm Stacy Bell. Police say that pilot fell short of a Manhattan landing pad and slipped into the river. You can see this video. The chopper's flotation devices did deploy right there, and investigators say the pilot survived that crash landing. He only had a cut on his hand. News 4's Ray Vieta begins tonight some live coverage on the west side near the site of where this helicopter went down. Just a phenomenal rescue out there, Ray.
A phenomenal rescue, Stacey and David, and phenomenally, as you mentioned, that pilot is expected to be okay after that crash landing, which took place almost right behind me. Take a look. It was from right around that pier where the chopper was pulled about an hour ago after crash landing into the Hudson River. Let's show you the cell phone video of when this happened. It shows that chopper making that crash landing. It happened around 2:30 this afternoon. You can imagine many witnesses here on the west side on bikes and walking around saw that crash landing unfold. Now let's show you video we just got of the chopper being pulled from the river. The police and fire department held a news conference. They say the helicopter had just refueled at the 30th Street heliport. He was repositioning himself and was about 50 feet from the heliport on the Hudson when he began to lose altitude, falling into the river. The pilot miraculously only suffered a minor injury to his hand. He was able to get himself out, and a boat that was passing in the area helped him out. Police described that.
There was a passing boat that picked him up and brought him into the heliport.
I thought maybe it was like a stunt at first, or like, they were trying to plan something out. But next thing you know, it disappears, and then the sirens start going by, and then people are saying it's a crash, it's a crash.
A lot of witnesses surprised to see that unfold here in the river behind me. As far as that chopper, it was pulled right around this area and was taken, we're told, to the Wall Street heliport. From there, investigators will take over. But again, the miraculous thing, despite the fact that this chopper crash landed into the river, the pilot is expected to be okay. No one else was on board that chopper, we're told. There was another injury on that pier here behind me, but we're told they don't know if it was related to this crash landing. We're live on the West Side Highway. I'm Ray Vieta, News 4, New York.
All right, Ray, so much to talk about here. Chopper 4 live over the Hudson River now. We're going to turn to News 4's Dennis Protzko, who continues our team coverage of that crash landing. Looks like they're taking the helicopter away now, Dennis.
That's right, Stacey, and you're looking down at the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers boat Hayward as the boat makes its way through the middle of New York Harbor. We understand probably most likely here at this point towards South Brooklyn Marine Terminal, where again the FAA will take over the investigation. As we mentioned, the incident happening around 2:30. At 4 o'clock, this aircraft had already been removed from the water, placed on board the ship. You can see in a number of different pieces. Obviously, the main rotors have been removed from the top of the aircraft, ripped apart actually, and ripped off of the top of the aircraft, and also the tail boom right there on the front of the ship also was removed from the aircraft during the crash and actually salvaged from the water. As we bring you back out, again, this boat making its way towards Brooklyn. Obviously, the FAA will be turning over the investigation at that point on land as they try to figure out exactly what happened here this afternoon just off the West 30th Street heliport. I'm reporting live aboard Chopper 4. Dennis Protzko, David and Stacy, back to you in the studio.
And Dennis, we thank you for that bird's eye view. The chopper pilot, as you've heard, was rescued by a New York Waterway ferry crew. They were carrying passengers between 39th Street in Manhattan and Hoboken's 14th Street. The captain and his deckhand jumped into action as soon as they saw the helicopter go down.
Basically looked like he went into a tailspin and he ended right in the water. We went over as fast as we could and then brought the boat back to a slow throttle.
We keep talking to the guy. He just cling to the ladder, hold it all the time, bring it up to the deck, asking if it was okay.
And as we know, the pilot was in fact okay. The captain says this is his second rescue in 10 years with the company, and New York Waterway crews were involved in the Miracle on the Hudson rescue. Our coverage continues throughout this newscast and online. Stay with News 4 and NBCNewYork.com as we learn more about the pilot and what caused this crash.
Hey YouTube, thanks for watching this video from NBC4 New York. You can stay up to date by hitting the subscribe button below me. Also on the left, you can see some of our latest updates, investigations, and features. We'll see you next time.